And great to see you.
And it's great to see you.
Why, thank you. Today we have a jam-packed session. Okay, so we'll be doing games, some of which you may see are younger faces. But most importantly, we are finishing our series on Joseph. And today we are going to be looking at changes in life.
Ooh.
Should we get on with it?
Let's do it. Should we play a game?
I am always game for a game.
Yeah, you are.
Yes,
Should we play
I am.
a game that we know we're going to really enjoy?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
I know. Yeah.
Let's play. Drum roll, please. Oh, corners! Yes. So we have 4 corners. Corner 1, corner 2, corner 3, and corner 4. You can number the corners in your room if you are able to run around. It means you can run around. If not,
well,
you can use our corners and you can use your fingers to decide which corner, not 5, obviously.
No, obviously not
5 corners.
No.
You can use your fingers to decide which corner you are going for. We will play some music.
Nice.
You can dance. Even if you're sat in a chair, you can dance. Or if you're in a room where you can run around, feel free to run around. And when the music stops, you find a corner in your room, 1, 2, 3 or 4, or hold up your fingers, like Emily's gonna do.
Yeah.
And if you choose the corner that I choose, you have to do 5 star jumps. Or if you are sat at your table, you can do like 5 pretend star jumps with your arms and look like a bird.
A bird.
Caw-caw, caw-caw. Anyway, we should get on with the game, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready? Let's dance. And stop. Okay, which corner are you going to choose, Emily?
I'm going to go for corner number 4.
Okay, the corner that's going to do 5 star jumps is corner 2.
Oh.
Good job, good job. Okay, and
go again.
And stop. Our dancing has not improved from
It's
last
not,
time.
no, it's not.
Okay, find your corner, choose your corner. What we're going for.
Corner number 3.
And the corner that's doing 5 star jumps is number 1. Oh, you just about made it.
Yeah.
But if you pick number 1, 5 star jumps for you. Okay, are you ready? Go! And stop. Okay, pick a corner.
Corner number 1.
Oh, the corner is... It's number 4.
Yes.
Woo! Okay, so if you're in corner number 4, 5 star jumps. Last one. Can you get them all? Okay, are you ready? Go! And stop. Okay, pick a corner.
Oh, corner number 3.
Oh, the corner that's doing 5 star jumps is number 2.
Oh.
Hey, Emily didn't have to do any star jumps. How many star jumps did you have to do? Okay, some did a few, some didn't do many.
Well done. Whatever you did fabulous.
Yeah.
Hettie!
Yeah.
Is it story time?
It is story time!
It is story time!
We've got Bob Harmon's Rhyming Bible.
Do. We're actually going to read the last part of the story that we've been looking at for quite a while. It's a story of Joseph. Joseph did all sorts of things and we got all sorts of messages out of what he said because we were looking at fairness, we've looked at patience, we've looked at lots of different ups and downs in life because Joseph had quite a crazy story and we're not even finished it just yet. You see, he had all these brothers. He was the favourite of the brothers though, and they were all very jealous of him, so they sold him into slavery in Egypt. And then he ended up in prison for something he didn't do. And then he interpreted some dreams, and so became favourite of the Pharaoh, who was the leader of Egypt. And then, what else happened? Well, there was famines and things, and so his brothers had to go to Egypt to try and get some food from Egypt from Joseph, who was now like working with the Pharaoh, which is crazy. So we're going to pick up the story at what happened when they came to visit Joseph. Did they know it was him? I think he knew who they were though.
Famines and family. Joseph dreamed. His brothers schemed. And when it all was through, God dreamed Joseph's dream with him, and Joseph's dream came true.
So Joseph cried, "You men are spies! Come to search our lands and find out all our weaknesses and kill us if you can."
"We're not," they said. "We're simple men with carts to put grain in. We'll buy some food, then back to Dad and brother Benjamin."
"There is another brother then?" Joseph asked each one. "Our brother Benjamin," they said, "and then there's one who's gone."
"Then bring young Benjamin to me. Bring him here, I say. And you there," Joseph added, pointing, "you will have to stay."
So Simeon was bound and jailed. The rest went back to Dad. The thought of sending Benjamin made Jacob very sad.
"I will not lose another son," he said with cracking voice. But when the food ran out again, he really had no choice.
So off to Egypt they all went, Benjamin now in tow. They hoped the man would give them grain and let their brother go.
And that is just what Joseph did. So Simeon went free. Then Joseph tried just one more time to test their loyalty.
He told his servants, "Put a cup in Benjamin's grain sack, and when they've gone, arrest them all and force them to come back."
"You thieves," he cried, "you stole from me, and someone here must pay. Whoever has my silver cup will stay here as my slave."
Of course it was in young Ben's sack, so Judah bowed his head. "To lose this boy will kill our dad. Make me your slave instead."
And that's the moment Joseph knew his brothers weren't the same. They weren't the men who'd torn his coat and sold him as a slave.
"It's me," he cried. "It's Joseph, see? Your brother who was gone." The brothers all were terrified, remembering what they'd done.
"No need to fear," he then made clear. "You meant to wreck my dreams, but God turned harm with his strong arm into something good, it seems.
So go to Canaan, fetch our dad, bring him back with you. And in this land we'll trust God's hand to make our dreams come true."
Joseph dreamed. His brothers schemed, and when it all was through, God dreamed Joseph's dream with him, and Joseph's dream came true. Finally!
Wow.
Wow.
What an amazing story.
Yeah.
So much to learn from that, isn't it?
We've started off each story with Joseph's dream came true, and now we've finally got to the end where we've understood what's happened.
Wow. I wonder what we'll be thinking about having read that story today.
Do you think they want to play a game?
Obviously.
Yeah, of course they do.
Do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
I think they do, and this one is going to take a bit more thinking.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, in our house, when you walk in the hallway, we have 3 baby photos.
We do.
Not just any baby photos,
Oh,
our baby photos. There is a light above each one to tell us whether somebody's in the house or not. When the light's on, we're in the house. So I thought perhaps they could try and guess which baby photos are ours.
Mm.
But let's not make it so easy.
Okay.
No, we are going to have 9. 9? They need a challenge. They're too good at these games.
They are quite.
9 baby photos on the screen. And you need to guess which one is Emily, which one is me, Hettie, and which one is Tabz? How much time should we give them?
30 seconds?
30 seconds. Oh, you're gonna have to think quick.
Yeah.
Are you ready? 9 photos on the screen. 3, 2, 1, go! Did you think?
They thought we were really cute.
They probably did.
I'm sure they did.
Okay, I would like you to shout out which number you thought was Emily. Okay, there's a few different numbers. I can reveal. Emily was, number 1. Number 1. You little cutie.
First one in there.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, now, which one am I? Okay, I would like you after 3 to shout out which number you think I am. Oh, some of them have got it. My face hasn't changed all that much. And all my siblings look like this too.
They do.
Okay, I can reveal. My baby photo is, number 3. Number 3. Little cute blonde kid. That was me.
You saw it?
Well, I'd like to think that you know which one was me. We are married.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is in our hallway.
It is in our hallway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, which one is Tabz? Give me a shout now to tell me which number you think Tabz is. Ooh, a bit unsure on that one. I think the confusion is because of what is in the photo.
I was going with the hair.
No offense. But Tabz is, are you ready? Number 7! Well, there's a ball in the photo and they know you don't play.
Are you insulting
sports.
my sporting skills again?
Maybe. Although as a child, maybe you started off with those skills and just didn't practice them.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. Well done, everybody. If you got it right, great job. And if you didn't, you got to look at our cute little faces.
Aww.
So, good job, everybody. Give yourself a round of applause.
Go. So this is our 4th week of looking at the guy called Joseph. Now, at the very beginning of the story, let's be honest, Joseph was quite arrogant. He was saying to his brothers, you know what, I'm the best. Father loves me more than you. Look at my coat, isn't it colourful? And you can kind of understand why they got annoyed. And I've got annoyed at my sisters, but I would never put them in a pit or sell them into slavery. But that's what the brothers do. But in the household that Joseph was a slave, he became like head of the household. He was like the top dog. And he learned loads about himself, learned loads of his giftings, of these talents that actually were going to help him fulfill the dream that he had been given by God. But then disaster strikes. He goes to prison. But in prison, he becomes the head guy again. He's looking after all the prisoners. And then he meets these 2 guys where he interprets their dreams. One of them is bad news. The second one is great news, meaning that they will be right next to Pharaoh. And Joseph says, if you could remember me, that would be great. But it was 2 years that it took for that cupbearer to say to Pharaoh, oh, I know a guy that can interpret your weird dreams. But in those 2 years of waiting, again, Joseph learned more about himself, learnt more about his talents and his gifts, and developed his character. Now, when he was with Pharaoh, he interpreted the dreams, and Pharaoh then said, "You can be in charge of everything. You are the top dog again." And it's in that moment that all those things that he learnt during those times of waiting, and times in which his character was developed, he was able to fulfill the God-given dream. And he did it with integrity. And he did it from a really good and loving heart. Now, Hettie, Tabz and myself are going to be sharing personal stories with you about changes in life and how that has developed our character. So the first one is Hettie.
I've had many different changes in my life. And one of the things that's changed a lot over the years is my family. So when I was born, there was my mum, my dad, my 2 brothers and my sister. And when I was very young, my mum and my dad got divorced. So my dad lived in a different house and I would go and visit him in his house. And then unfortunately, my dad died. And so I didn't get to see him anymore. And I grew up throughout primary school with my mum and my brother, because my big brother and sister went off, moved out and went to university. And until the end of primary school, it was me, my mum and my brother. And then my mum got a boyfriend. And then they got married and he moved into our house. And I had a great stepdad who I really liked, and he was brilliant. And I had a great time with him growing up as a teenager. But then, unfortunately, he died as well. So I ended up, again, being me and my mum and my brother. But throughout this whole time, there were lots of other different changes happening in our family. And one of the things that was really positive, so the other things, a little bit negative. But a positive thing that happened in my family was that my sister and brother-in-law had children. And then my big brother had children, him and his wife. And I got some great nephews and nieces who I could spend time with and have fun with. And then my sister and brother-in-law, they decided to foster. So I ended up getting other children into my family who were not born into my family. And it was brilliant because I've been able to have over the years lots and lots of foster nephew and nieces who I could spend time with and have fun with. And at the moment we've got some brilliant nephews and nieces who we love spending time with. And for me, all those changes in life, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about how God is my father. Because unfortunately, I didn't have a father at different parts of my life. But God was always there for me. And I've also learned that family is not just about who you are related to by blood, but that actually we can be family to all sorts of people. And my family is far bigger than it used to be, which I think is brilliant.
So, for those who don't know me too well, you might not realise that I do a lot of work in schools. I do work in primary schools and secondary schools. And one of the reasons I do lots of work in those schools is because for me, going to school was a little bit difficult. Because the change from primary school to secondary school was a giant leap for me, and I felt that was a time that I really struggled. You see, primary school, I went from being in quite a small school and I was very involved, and I had a lot of friends, and was quite popular, involved in loads of things. And then I suddenly went to secondary school, which was a school that was one of the biggest in Southport at the time, and I only had 3 friends from my primary school. And I all of a sudden really struggled and was really stressed, and I used to dread going to school every day. I'd get upset by the least little thing. And I know that some people absolutely love that move to secondary school. It's so exciting. But for other people, it can be difficult at first. But you see, what I did was I decided that even though I didn't really know Jesus as well as I do now, I would try praying. And every day I'd walk to school. It took me about 20 minutes to walk to school. I'd walk on my own and I'd just pray through my day. And I found that as I did that, I grew more confident. And over the years, by the end of my time at high school, I really got on well there. And I went into sixth form at the same school and absolutely loved sixth form, had loads of friends. And I think what really helped was that I could recognise just how much I changed from the nervous person I was at the start to having that confidence that was a real answer to prayer in my life over those years.
So when I was 17, I got told that I had a medical condition called epilepsy. And epilepsy means that your brain doesn't work the way that you would like it to. And actually, this has changed my life. In the way that I live it, I've got to make some certain changes. And when I was told about it first, I was really sad and upset and was confused and uncertain about what the future held for me. Whereas I had people that were around me that loved me. And actually during those hard times of trying to work stuff out, that's when I became a stronger person. A person that was braver, that wasn't held back by a medical condition. I never want to be known as Emily that has this medical condition, Emily the epileptic. No, I want to be known as Emily, the strong woman of God, Emily, the brave woman of God, Emily, the one that does not let anything hold her back because of God. Okay, so a way in which we are going to respond to this is I'm going to read a couple of verses from the Bible, which is in a book called Romans. So what I would really like you to do is put your hand on your heart. And we're just going to listen to it and let God speak to us through it. So if you want to close your eyes so you don't get distracted, that's fine. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they help us develop endurance. And endurance develops strength of character, and character strengthens our confident hope of salvation. And this hope will not lead to disappointment, for we know how dearly God loves us, because He has given us the Holy Spirit to fill our hearts with His love. Amen.
Well, I hope you've had a great time with us today and had some fun and thought a little bit about the changes in life and how you can get through changes positively and how God can help you. Because all our changes were different. That's what I noticed. All our changes were different, and your changes might not be the same as ours, but God is the same and He can help all of us.
It has been great having you here, and we will see you very, very soon.
Yeah, we will. Bye.